Hey guys, I'm going to be playing something for you today that is arguably the most beautiful thing I've ever written. It's a song I wrote for my mom called Then I Will Know. I'm going to be playing 7 song parts in this video, but this song I'm going to be playing in full. I'm working on an EP called The Wild Spikes, and it's slated for release this year. It's got 6 songs at least ready for it to various degrees of completion. All right, let's go ahead and start. This first song here is called Then I Will Know, and I hope you know somebody it also applies to.
I have to know about this world to find myself in a big and scary place that will swallow me whole. And if I was alone out there, I think I would die. But I know, I don't have to tell you my hero is. My mama's always there to keep me up off the ground. She always seems to know what will keep me from crying. And I know, where does the time go? It's gone down the drain. Why does the sun not bring us the rain? Someday I'll be grown at the same time as everyone else is. When the rain comes, soak all my fears. When I find the strength to fight off my tears. When I finally have all of the answers, then I will know. She tells me that I'll grow up in the blink of an eye. But every day feels so long, how can she be right? I'm not in a hurry, I'm just biding my time, for it's gone. There's no one else I trust to keep me feeling alright. Even when there's dark outside, she'll bring me the light. When the world is coming at her from every side, she stays strong. Oh, when I need you, Mama, know you'll be here. Always beside me when I'm unsure what's clear. Why do the years take from us to be people that we look up to? Why do the leaves fall off of the trees? Why does the cold air follow the breeze? Seems like the world loses all of its colors before the winter. Where does the time go? It's gone down the drain. Why does the sun not bring us the rain? Someday I'll be gone at the same time as everyone else is. When the rain comes, soak all my fears. When I find the strength to fight off my tears. When I finally have all of the answers, then I will know.
Apologies. I want to mention really quickly, this is different than the other songs. I recorded this directly into my phone. I wrote this 2 days ago. I'll share the lyrics separately from this video. I've got plans with them. Oh, that's a hard one. I want to make it very clear before we listen to the other songs that my mom is alive. I did not write this song in mourning. There are some lines in there that I think are broadly applicable to anybody in various states of grief. And in a lot of ways, I think you can be griefful. That's not a word, but for people who are in your life as well. Because life, years, take people in various different ways. As you may know, in 2022, my mom had a stroke, and I became her caretaker after that. I'm gonna not talk about it here. She's fine. She's doing okay. I want to make it very clear. I saw her today. I got to share this video with her today. The song. You can find the song uploaded now by itself on my smaller YouTube channel, Skybird Makes Music, as of like 5 minutes ago. but there are some lines in it that I think it's easy to hear grief for someone who has passed. Like, why do the years take from us the people that we look up to? But in the context in which I wrote it, the song is about growing up with the best role model, whether that be your mother, your father, whoever that may be for you. And even when people are still there, the years still take them in various different ways. And I was using the phrase that we look up to in a literal sense because children look up to you. Children, little people, small people look up to you. That's where that phrase comes from. For me, what that means is, who do you look up to when you've grown up? I mean, you look up to your parents, absolutely, but they're on your level. That's also why the line, someday I'll be grown at the same time as everyone else is striking to me. Anyway, we're going to move on to a very, very different song. This next one is more like indie pop. It's called Obsession, and it has been my obsession over the past couple days. I also started this song earlier this week, so it is very new. Anyway, it starts with 4 beautiful chords before getting into the beat. Let's go. I'm really happy with that one. It is a shortened version of it. I actually have more lyrics to lay down, but I'm absolutely happy with where it's at the moment. There's some things I have to change about it, of course, but it is my most recent song, so in that way it is the most finely produced, I guess, because my experiences went into it. But at the same time, it also is my most recent song, and I think parts of that also show as I continue to refine my sound, I guess. This next song is also what I'd consider sort of indie pop, and then we've got an indie sort of folk song after that. This next one here is one of my favorites, called Bad Vibes, and I really love it. I don't know if I'll be playing it in full because I don't want to spoil everything about the CP, but let's get at it. Think that's good for now. Again, Just so happy with it. This next one is called Skylove. It's actually the very first song that I wrote on guitar. I wrote it in 2024. And the only reason I remember this is because I wrote it on my birthday. I had a riff come to me that sounded really cool. And just everything kind of flowed from there. It's the first time that had happened, so I made sure to track it as soon as possible. It definitely is going to sound rough because of its age, but that's part of the charm. So, as you can tell, very rough compared to the previous song that we listened to. There's a lot of EQing in that. I don't even think that's the latest version of it. There was something missing. Granted, Bad Vibes wasn't the latest version either, but, close enough. This next one here is more indie pop, but I'd almost go as far as to say it's sort of like disco pop, which is very unusual for me. When it comes to music writing, I just kind of let things flow. I don't write to the genres I prefer or listen to. And I don't really consider myself as somebody who's like a fan of like disco pop. And yet this song happened, and happened pretty quickly as well. So this is called Move With Me. Okay. All right. I like that one a lot. It's definitely got a groove to it that you want to follow along with. All right, so we're going to go into our next one. This is another sort of indie folk, and this is called Circles. It is basically just guitar and singing, and that's pretty much it. That's all it needs to be sometimes. There's a gnat here.
Running circles through my head. I play out days back and again. Summer love, where have you been? Remind me of where we began. I hear someone wash away in this rain.
That is an older version of that as well, which is surprising. But yeah, I love that song so much. And sometimes, you know, you just get a really good riff and you're like, yeah, that's all I need. Now, in the newer version of that song, I typically open in more of like a normal singing range for me. I have a wide range. And then elevate up an octave after that sort of vocalization, that right? Really sung myself here. All right. This last one here is called System Collapse. As of this moment, this is instrumental, but I do have lyrics written for it. However, I don't know if it needs them. It's just kind of a full song on its own. All right, let's go. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to showcase for this video. Now, that is not all of my songs by any means. And I want to make very clear that while this is the end of the video for the people who wanted to hear the EP portion of the song, I wanted to talk very briefly about some of the equipment I use to say that you can do this too. Now, I have a few gifts, I guess I would say, a few practices that I have sort of come to me out of a bit of labor. And one of those is I do actually have perfect pitch. Now, perfect pitch does not mean perfect singing. They're actually unrelated. Perfect pitch is more of the ability to identify sound and match sound rather than to recreate it, if that makes sense. And it is worth saying that just because you have or don't have rather perfect pitch does not always mean you'll be able to have all of the knowledge on how to use those things either. It is a tool. It is not a solution. So there are definitely artists out there who sort of make a name for themselves having perfect pitch and being able to do whatever you want. It's not as impressive as it seems. It is something that you can tune as well. I want to make very clear that that perfect pitch is the instrument up here. You can tune it just like any other. It is not an answer to your problems. It is a tool in the toolbox. With that being said, I also wanted to mention that I am not doing this with any sort of high quality equipment, nor any training. All of the knowledge that I have about music, I have taught myself. I did not take band, I was not involved with band at all throughout middle school or high school. And the only music class courses that I had through elementary school were the prerequisites, the stuff that was required, which meant playing the recorder and learning how to read music. I don't write music. I don't write or really read sheet music for that matter. I can, but not to such a degree that I could just blaze through it and play while I'm reading. It's too much to process for my ADHD brain, and I've not put in the time to gain those skills. So I want to make it very clear that you may feel as though you don't have enough knowledge to create music, but you do, because all it takes is starting. Starting is practice, and practice is what helps to refine this stuff. If I could tell you that I started writing music in 2024, that's not technically true. I've been playing guitar technically since 2010. I would not call myself like a proficient guitarist. I can't solo other than the stuff I have written. And I didn't start writing my own music until 2012-ish. And even then, it was just riffs on guitar and the occasional like full piece, but never with lyrics. I wrote my first lyrics for a song back in 2020, somewhere in there. And with that, there wasn't anything for it as of that time. I didn't write my first song in full until 2024 on my birthday. And it was not for lack of trying. Something clicked and I could not tell you what it was, but I took advantage of the moment when it was there. And I have, like many people, sort of a cyclical creation cycle. And what I mean by that is sometimes I'm very creative. This past week, like I said, I came up with the songs both Obsession and Then I Will Know. And that was within 3 days of each other, less technically. But that's not typical, right? It's similar with Skylove and Circles. I wrote those songs within the same month, if not the same week. And yet I would have a long dry spell. And again, not for lack of trying. Sometimes you just get something and you know it. What I will say is when it comes to tools, now everything I use is free. I want to make that very clear. Even the phone I got was a hand-me-down. My computer is the only thing I paid for, and it was $100. Bought secondhand. It's from 2017. It is not the greatest, but it works. It does what I needed to do. That's all that matters. I would have shown you some visuals in this. I would have opened up my DAW while recording, but I cannot do both at the same time. My computer's not good enough for that. This is not a computer made for recording music. It was a computer focused on VR first, and even then, I don't know how it could have been a success. But it looks neat. It's a fancy little case, whatever. With all of that being said, the DAW that I use is called Traction Waveform 13. And I mention the word traction because it's called Waveform 13 by Traction, spelled Traction. Yeah, I think. Something like that. Tion, whatever. Spelled Traction funny. But because if you just type in waveform and you want to learn about the program, a lot of programs have things in them called waveforms. It's not the best name. It's cute. Not the best when it comes to trying to search for information. And it's not the most popular, meaning information is hard to find on it. Yet it is a very powerful DAW. It does do things a little differently than the industry standard, which I guess means it's not as transferable as some other DAWs, but it's free. And, that's more than can be said about a lot. All of the plugins that I use are free as well. I don't have it open in front of me, but I can tell you a few right offhand. Surge Synth is free, and it is phenomenal. Many people use it for many reasons. It's very lightweight, and it does take tinkering. I could not tell you all the ins and outs of it. I've just tinkered with it, and that's enough. You tinker, you play, you see what you like. And I should also mention, too, that I'm self-taught when it comes to working in that DAW as well. I am self-taught when it comes to everything that involves music. I do not use AI at all in the creation of my music. I do occasionally use autotune. Granted, I don't really know what I'm doing when it comes to using it. And the only song that I've played today that uses it, not that there's anything wrong with it, by the way, again, it's a tool, is Obsession. Obsession is the only one I believe that has autotune on it at the moment. And even then, it's like 20%. Not because I'm trying to brag and be like, oh, look, I don't use, rather because that's what sounded good without it sounding artificial. And even then, there's still some artifacts, and that's fine. I'll tinker with it. Again, this is an EP. This is not an album for release. This is just to get my work out there so that I can then refine later or work with somebody who has the skill set that I require to refine this work. When it comes to my mission, I guess, my goal is to release the EP this summer. Then, if there's any traction, which I don't expect, I'm doing this for me. But if there is any traction out there, if there is anybody who's like, hey, this sounds really good, and I think it could help from these two things, I'm more than happy to work with others. I'm not above the fact my voice just cracked. Anyway, but I'm very happy to work with others. I am receptive of constructive criticism, let's be clear. And I want to know what there is I can put out in the world, because that is my goal. It has been my goal with this channel. It's why I've called myself anything but a Bionicle channel or a Lego channel, because this is not about Bionicle to me. This is about the journey of creation, tracking that creation, sharing it, inspiring others. It is my main driver in life, is just to inspire. And you don't have to be perfect today, tomorrow. You don't even have to aim for perfection. What is it? How do you define it? Just do the things that make you happy before it's too late, before you can't. And don't let the years take from you the things that you want, the things that you worked for. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you did enjoy the video, apologies for tuning out there a little bit at the end. Be sure to subscribe. The best thing that you can do for me is like, comment, engage with the algorithm in any way that you can. And I will be posting a track list down in the description, so you'll at least know the names of all these tracks. Again, I'm waiting to publish lyrics for reasons. But with all of that being said, I hope something that you listen to has helped you out today. And share it as widely as you can. And if you want to reach out, reach out. I make a big point out of my DMs being open. You can find me here. I will also link to my Discord. Now, it is a Lego focused Discord, but you can still reach me there. You can also find me on Instagram at skybirdmakes, and I'll leave that information in the description below as well. Yeah. Take care.